Indian Economic Service and RBI DPR are the most coveted public sector jobs for students with master's degree in economics. And also, given the fact that at least 80% of the syllabus of the two exams is common, it is logical for any candidate who is preparing for one exam to also appear for the other examination. Over the last 3 years, many of you had requested us for a test series related to the Indian Economic Service Exam. And from now onwards, we are starting that. So in this video, I will briefly talk about it. You already know that the Indian Economic Service Exam is conducted by UPSC usually in the month of June, and the exam runs over 3 days, and on each of these 3 days, the candidate has to write 2 papers in the pen and paper mode. That means using pen and paper. Candidates have to write 4 papers of economics, and together they constitute around 800 marks out of the total 1000 marks for the written examination. The remaining 200 is General English 100 and General Studies 100. And since you will be competing with the best candidates across the country, acing this exam requires holistic preparation and extensive practice. In case you are looking to practice and improve your preparation for the IES 2025 exam with us, then here is the detail of the test series being provided by us. In the description, you will also find the link to the detailed schedule. That schedule contains the answers to some of the FAQs that we have been receiving over the past few weeks. Please read those carefully before you decide to send us any query. The next section of this video is relevant for you only if you intend to enroll in this test series. I want to briefly talk about how you should utilize this test series well. There are 4 papers of economics which together constitute around 800 marks. These 4 papers test a candidate on different parts of economics. For example, paper 1 is about microeconomics and the quantitative stuff. Paper 4 is about Indian economics. It is possible that a candidate might be strong in one of these subjects and not so strong in some other subject. However, please keep in mind that if you want to give yourself a serious chance of clearing this exam, then your preparation should be such that you do not lose your edge in any of the papers and you gain an edge in at least 2 papers. In other words, your preparation should be at least good for all the 4 papers and excellent for at least 2 papers. The factors that decide how many marks you score in an examination can be categorized broadly into 2 categories. That means what you do before the exam is one category and how you tackle the exam is the second category. Remember that holistic preparation and extensive practice will also improve the factors in the second category. That means how you tackle the exam. This test series hopefully will improve your preparation by plugging the gaps in your preparation and improve your writing skills through practice. For making the best use of this test series, I suggest that you use 4 spiral binding notebooks. That means 1 notebook for each of these 4 papers. And of course, the sheets will be UPSC answer writing sheets of these 4 notebooks. In my opinion, if you use different notebook for writing tests of different papers, later on when you are revising these questions and topics before the exam, it will become much simpler. Second, before attempting any mock test, make sure that you are prepared with at least 70% of the syllabus of that particular mock test. If you can prepare 100%, that's best. But sometimes what happens is that candidates who have prepared 60% or 70% keep on waiting till they complete 100% of the syllabus of that particular test. And in doing that, they keep on delaying attempting that mock test. And because of this delay which is caused in almost all the mock tests which they attempt, they end up leaving out some of the mock tests and do not attempt them at all before the exam. My suggestion is that if you can attempt these mock tests with 100% preparation, that is the best. That is the first best scenario. The second best scenario would be that even if you have prepared 70% of the syllabus of that particular mock test, you still attempt that test. At least 10 to 20% of improvement will happen because you attempt that mock test. Because in the mock test, you are going to make some mistakes and then you will have to learn from those mistakes. Once you have attempted this particular mock test, after completion of this mock test, your preparation should become at least 90%. That means if you have prepared 70% before the mock test, then at least 20% improvement should come from the mock test, and at the end you should have your preparation of at least 90% of the syllabus. When you attempt the full length test later on, then that should help you take your preparation to 100% of the syllabus. So what I'm saying is that sometimes the improvement will come gradually. Of course, if you have already given these exams once or twice before, then it is possible that you aim 100% preparation from the first mock test itself. The bottom line is, what I'm saying is that do not keep delaying attempting the mock test just because you have not prepared 100% of the syllabus. Even if you attempt the mock test with 70% preparation, it will be fine as long as you can guarantee yourself that after the mock test, you're going to sit down and make improvements in your preparation. The next point, which is a related one, says that a test series is useful only if you are willing to invest the time to learn from your mistakes. Improvement can be of two types. For example, it can be content-based or it can be presentation-based. So let's say after you have attempted a mock test, you feel that there was a particular question from a topic which you had not prepared properly. So after the mock test, spend some time preparing that topic. Then in your notebook, attempt that question. And better to do it immediately after this mock test. For example, let's say you are attempting mock test number 5. And after test 5, if there is any topic which you had not prepared before and there was a question from that topic in this mock test, then the place where you have completed this mock test in the notebook designated for this test, immediately after this test, write the question which you had not prepared earlier. Prepare that topic and then write the answer to this question. The objective is that before the exam, you will be using this notebook to revise all these questions. And we don't want to be in a situation wherein any answer is not there in your notebook for the exam. So this is content-based improvement. The other possibility is that although you have attempted an answer, but the presentation was not up to the mark. So immediately after the completion of this test, leave out some space, or immediately after the completion of this test, improve the presentation of this particular question. That means now you have this question written at two places. At one place where the presentation was not up to the mark, at the second place where you have done the improvement and now presentation is good. So with that process, by doing that, you have already made some improvement in your presentation skills. Because remember, when you are trying to improve your presentation for one question, it will help you in other questions as well. Keep in mind that to score well in any question, it might be 50% contribution from content side and 50% contribution from the presentation side. And hence it is very important to improve presentation to score well in this examination. Right? And the remaining things we will talk about it as we go along. In this video, I'm stopping here. If you have any queries, please feel free to write to us.